Janine Stark's last updated 0742, December 8, 2017. Sir Bob Jones' wealth should have risen to more than $750 million by now. Opinion: imagine the Christmas stockings under the trees of New Zealand's wealthiest individuals and families. Surely cash spouts effortlessly from the fur tops, while the rest of New Zealand drip-feed the KiwiSaver funds these people have. Private jets and access to clever investment opportunities on a silver platter. Right, yeah, nah, it's not quite like that. Agreed, most of them had a big win at some point and they secured the base wealth by taking risk and developing businesses that would pass any textbook diversification test. Janine Stark's what you find over the long term is they're doing no better than the rest of us when it comes to growing the money. However, what you find over the long term is they're doing no better than the rest of us when it comes to growing the money. Read more why the rich list is unhealthy, disturbing, where are the super spending the dosh, what the super like about New Zealand, and why more are coming to live here. In fact, many suffer enormous volatile swings because they continue to have concentrated risks and have nearly wiped themselves out at times. Over 10 years, Graham Hart's wealth has grown from $2.75 billion to $7.5 billion. The figures from the annual NBR Rich List paint a picture. The Todd and Goodman families are underperforming your average KiwiSaver account on a 10-year basis. The wealth rose by less than half of the 6.7% annual return on a growth fund and the 5.9% achieved by a balanced fund. Sir Michael Fay and Douglas Myers did no better, with the wealth compounding around the 3% level. Graham Hart had a stunning decade at just over 10% a year, but even that will surprise many people, as public expectations are no doubt higher. Sir Bob Jones is a long-time property investor and topped the rich list in 1989 at $320 million. He's now reportedly worth $750 million, but over 28 years that's compound annual growth of a smidgen over 3%. If Sir Bob reads this, I'm sure he'd pour cream sherry on my musings and call them fictional trifle. It's well known what he thinks of the accuracy of the NBR Rich List numbers. Even I don't believe a lifetime of commercial property investment resulted in 3% annual growth. What we must remember is HES bought his groceries, educated his kids, kept a few wives in holidays and sunk 1 or 2 bottles of red along the way. His wealth creation is net of all that, but it still seems low. It's also well documented that the Jones retirement tip for the average Kiwi is not to bother investing. Stuff it all in your house, downsize and move to Nelson, he says. At the point you can invest the excess. I live in Nelson and am about to downsize, but you can be sure as custard I've got a proper investment portfolio. Bob and I come from opposite ends of the investment spectrum. He thinks fund managers are prone to mishaps and mismanaging money. I think developers have a rather murky idea of the word, the valuation, and trip over the lack of liquidity too often. We can probably just agree to differ, because a fundy and a developer debating who's the biggest snake will only end up with both of us ducking cream pies. According to the Rich List of 2017, Sir Bob had a good year in property. His wealth is up 15.3% on 2016. It beats my portfolio, which rose 13.3%. Mind you, my KiwiSaver account booster asset class growth fund is up 19.52% in the year to October 31st. In the interests of full gloating disclosure, I should admit it only has a balance of $5,000. The lesson in all this, murky numbers aside, the wealthy have no secret tricks up the sleeves. While they have money in high volumes, they are often taking a lot of concentrated risk and failing to keep up with a simple, well-diversified portfolio over the long term. Todd family 1987 $700 million, 2007 $2.6 billion, 2017 $3.5 billion.